Okay, want to good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever it is. Make sure it's just good. It is what it is. In this area of the video, nay for birth. This is your GE, your electric company, your gateway. But all I want to talk about is 5 and 5. Here is your 55 as letter composition as the 14th letter. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 will create a numeric value of 9 times 5 or 9 times 6, 45 or 54. This is your sun. We'll recreate the numeric value of 20 and 9 being house and birth in the house of the half-life, because inside that creation of numeric value becomes the 1 and the 6, in which continuation 4 times 4 will create that 16, 1 and 6, where 4 and 4 will create the H. And there's a reason why I'm doing this, because H and N are very, very big in my next piece, and H and N will talk about silver and matrix. N 15, 14, 1 and 4 is 5 and 5, created by the half-life. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 7 and 6, 7 times 6, 7 plus 6, 13 and 42, equaling to your connecting 55. Not going to where it means or what it means, que sera, sera, eh? But G and E is 7 and 5, 3, 1, 3, cycle to 2, 1, 2. This is your moon, and this is your birth. Let's not go any further in this. We're going to go on to Hines. The significance of Hines creating Union Jack. In the word Heinz and ketchup, add 5. Add on that E, and you will be adding on a god. You will be adding on a dog. You will be adding on the queen. You will be also as well, if I have it down on this paper, which I do not, I was talking about it yesterday, you will have the canine. The canine. So I'm going to show you it really short, that the K is the 11th letter, and 9, the 9 lives of the cat. They say canine because both canine, cat and dog, reside inside the pounds key. To create 119, 62, back to the same numeric value that we spoke of, the dog and the god and the queen, also will be a point or a peak of a pyramid. And also, okay, we're not going to get into that. So we have the queen, and here we have the moon. So when 6 and 5 come together as 11, and 7 and 2 come together as 9, back to K9 or 911, we have now 29, in which is created from the same numeric value that we spoke before, an ne and je. And now we're back to our 29 again. There's a continuous calculation in this, but we're going to leave it out. They also spoke about 6 feet. That would be 3 persons or a 4-legged animal and a kangaroo. So here's your Union Jack and here's your Heinz, because that's what it does. All for one and one for all. What do the two circles mean together? We're not going to talk about it right now. We're not going to talk about the single point, the single antenna of the ham radio, or the 2 antennas of the silly rabbit for CB radio, radio cones, or how about the unified universe unicorn? Each side. Raphael 7286, not saying very much. I want to thank you for watching this video. I ended this video, but I started again speaking to an acquaintance of mine, the Holy Sun, right? He was telling me the way pagan rituals, which believed in touchy-feely, they had horns. And I'm looking at these horns and said, well, they had 2 horns. That was silly. But yet, then the one-horn unicorn was a dream. And all life is something but a dream, something that we desire. A unicorn is unique. What else were we talking about? Sex, the pleasures in sex. And how can you have sex when you're all alone? You do the things, the pleasure of life. You take out your pen and you draw. The mind is having sex by learning. penetrating into the world of thought and bringing out from that world knowledge by studying what is out there, what can be seen, what can be heard, what can be transformed within your mind. Trying to think a little bit more.
Remember that the sex part and all of this is holy and sacred because you get creation out of it. And if you go deeper, creation is also about studying and creating your own work. And so once you create, it's the same level of pleasure because you get to create a vision into reality. So that's why it's so sacred. Creation is so sacred.
And because you can see into the reality, because the truth is before you, you want to understand more of what is before you, so you study it. And because you say something, I say something, you see something, I see something, now the two things we see, one and one, becomes two things for you from what I say. What you say becomes two things to me. I broaden it, I repeat back to you, you broaden yours, repeat it back to me. What was one and one is now so much more. Wow, that is insane totality. Reality. In the ark, I holdeth within my mind my unicorn, my pineal gland, the horn, horny, horn, beep your car, move out of the way. I'm in the way, beep, beep. Watch out, look for me, I'm over here, beep, beep. Be aware, beep, beep. Road runner, too fast, don't go so fast, pay attention, I'm trying to stop the road runner, beep, beep.
Meep, meep.
Meep, 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 meep. Meep, meep, me-ep, P-E-F, 5, 16, 21, 1 through 5. And everything, you know what, I'm going to end this video by just saying this, and I'm quite sure a lot of you won't understand. Mars. Mars, 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 cars, Mars, bars, split in two. What is the weight of those Mars bars? Going to tell me another story. Crazy how everything is. Thank you for watching this video. Anything else to add on?
Paganism, really.
Paganism. Tell me a little bit about paganism.
Paganism, the worshipping of birth and death. Period.
That's natural to me.
And what do you have to do to create birth? It's sex.
Well, it's fornication, number 4.
Right. So paganism was a lot about the sex, and what would prevent you from giving birth would be the feminine. So without the feminine, we would have nothing. So in paganism, it's called the sacred feminine.
So you need the unicorn to penetrate the eye of two worlds.
And so eventually, in Christianity, the woman was put aside to rise the man, because the woman has too much power, and she should know about this. She should know that she's sacred. Man should have the power, but it's not true. It's the woman that has control. I can't go deeper because I haven't really read about it, but...
So what I came out of this is at the end, right, there's the 2 eggs and the penetration. And the thing I was talking, I'm just trying to mangle this together. You can't have anything, the birth, without the woman, without the eggs, without the penetration. Now, if you're penetrating through something, you have to penetrate into something, and then you have to have an area for this something that has to be enveloped in which to grow. So you need 2 zeros. 2 zeros giving dimension, offset. Offset. I can't explain this right now. Once he's finished, I have something in my head, and I'm just going to go on to something just a little bit more and just say the number 80. And the number 80, what is so special about the number 80 in this is because the French language separates this into 4 areas of 20, in which, and I go by, since everything I believe is mirrored and paralleled in creation because of the numbers I see, because of what's going on in the world, how I see. So I'm going to talk about Highway 80 in America. Highway 80 replaced basically Highway 66. 66 numeric value is for the word freedom. 6 times 636, creation of the half-life. The one on the cube is that opposite of that half-life of creation.
The center of all creation inside the cube is number 35. Both are created with 1 and 2, and 2, 1, 2, which is both the female and expressed in age in a female as 12 as the Bat's Mitzvah. Not only that, when we multiply back our 4 times 12 is 48, equaling to the sun and representing Pluto, and as well the half-life, because 4 is half of 8, as well as 1 is half of 2. So there's multitudes, as well as 3 is half of 6, which represents the 6 times 6, which is the numeric value for woman. 38, creation of the heaven, and 28 for the word man, woe and man. So we're going to stop right there and bring us back to one more thing. Highway 66 is the parallel runner of Highway 80. One goes through all the small towns, and one is now on the I interstate. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Sometimes a lot of knowledge is too much to handle, and it seems like Nyrishkeit. Have a good day.